Yeah, so
Such an amazing,
I will say,
such an amazing story.
so through those years, I learned a lot. Kind of took a different approach. And I think that I could tell that early on in Pinot Noir in 2002, 3, 4, it wasn't a very popular variety. Sideways, the movie, if your listeners haven't seen it, it was a decent movie. It's kind of a cult classic now, but it really put Pinot Noir on the map for California in particular. And so we were able to really, showcase our wines, and there were Pinot Noir events all throughout the nation, and people had this curiosity about the varietal. It was a bit obscure, and it really told a story, and there were so many interesting wines that were so expressive that people really had an interest in, they wouldn't mind tasting 300 wines at a tasting. They wanted to learn more about what drove the variety to be so expressive in its own way. But prior to Sideways hitting, I had a really tough time selling Pinot Noir, getting out and telling the story. And I was able to, kind of forced to, I should say, create a wine that would be more in the restaurants, more of a by the glass option. And I started what would become later known as Meiomi. And Meiomi did its job. It did its job of expressing California Pinot Noir to a broader audience. And it rode the wave of Pinot Noir's success to the extent that it became a monster of a brand. And we had a number of companies that were wanting to acquire that brand through, over a period of years. And I would just continually say no. And I was starting Copper Cane in 2014 and bringing a lot of the experiments that I had done to life, playing with Pinot Noir from Oregon, working with Napa Valley Cabernet, Chardonnay, whatever else, and had this kind of idea of a portfolio that which is now what we know Copper Cane as today. And Meiomi was this monster of a brand, and I finally just said, yeah, let's talk to these larger companies, and that ended up being a sale of the Meiomi brand to a company called Constellation Brands, which they still have it today, and now it's about 3 to 4 times the size of where I brought it to.
Wow.
But the sale of that really brought balance, not just into the portfolio, but into the whole team's lifestyle, my personal lifestyle. I was able to focus back on the fine wine side of things, and that's really what I wanted to do with Copper Cane. So that brand is still out there, quite different from what it was when I was making the wines. But it gave us the opportunity to purchase more land, to farm more grapes, to invest in our facilities, and grow the Copper Cane portfolio to where it is today. And so today we have 5 brands. We have Quilt focusing on Napa Valley. We've got Elawan focusing on Oregon. We've got the Belgloss Pinot Noirs, of course, and Chardonnay and a Rosé under that brand as well. We've got Thread Count, which is a kind of entry level for us, luxury wine. We do a Cabernet, a red blend, and a Sauvignon Blanc, which actually this is the newest addition to the portfolio, our Thread Count Sauv Blanc. And then Bowen. And Bowen was a kind of a small focus on farming, and it eventually became kind of our replacement of the Meiomi brand in our portfolio. So we don't want to bring it up to hundreds of thousands of cases, but we want to have this kind of stepping stone into luxury Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, and that's exactly what Bowen's doing, and continuing to do.
Wow, fascinating story.
Thanks for watching this video. You can watch the full podcast episode by clicking here, or watch another interesting video by clicking here. Let's continue the discussion in the comment section, and see you in the next one.